Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 4, Here's Not Here. Went off there a few minutes ago. It's a really good episode, I thought. It's been a pretty good season so far, though it's only been 4 episodes. This one centered on Morgan, specifically, and him meeting up with and becoming friends with a man named Eastman, played by John Carroll Lynch, who you might have seen recently, American Horror Story Hotel. He was in the last season Freak Show as Twisty the Clown, among many other things. And I thought it was a really good episode, and it showed from when Morgan was losing it to where he came up and was following with a group and is in Alexandria, holding a wolf hostage. But it's not an easy journey for him. Eastman kind of saved his life, it seemed like, set him on a good course. But yeah, it was difficult for Morgan to change. He had lost it pretty much, as you know. Which you'd seen before. Was it season 3, I think? 3 or 4, can't remember. But he was out there in the wilderness, running along, killing people, killing walkers with a big old pointy stick, and came across Eastman's cabin in the woods, and ended up getting knocked out, tossed in a cell in the guy's house. Eastman, John Carroll Lynch, had a goat, was using goat's milk for cheese, and living pretty well for, I guess, the time. And did also learn quite a bit about Eastman's character, what he did before, psychologist, working, I guess, with the prison system, and I guess with some lawyers and everything, to talk to the inmates, or talk to people on trial, to try and discern whether or not they were a threat still, or try and figure out exactly who they were, if they were crazy, if they were normal, if they were able to stand trial. He was trying to dig through everything and kind of find out how they were. But this also gave him some training, since that was his job, to talk to Morgan, try and help Morgan through his adventure, I guess you want to call it, and eventually helped get Morgan worked out through some of his issues, and also taught him a form of martial arts called Aikido, and that's where Morgan, I think, mentioned where he learned how to fight some from a friend. This was the friend, and it was interesting. John Carroll Lynch and Lenny James thought played well together. Their characters seemed like they worked good together. Both actors are really good actors anyways, but so they ended up making everything look pretty good together. Ended up becoming a friendship, and Lynch let Lenny James's character in a bit, Morgan. He learned a little story about Eastman, about what his life was like before, when he had a wife and some kids, and told a pretty brutal story. It was pretty sad, heartbreaking, what happened there, and ended up Aikido had saved his life at one point, but in the end he still ended up becoming kind of like Morgan was, kind of crazed, didn't really have focus, but ended up getting his life together, turning it around, and living a peaceful life, which helped in turn get Morgan straight, living a peaceful life where he doesn't want to kill anybody. So it's interesting to see them play off each other. It's interesting to get some backstory on where Morgan was, what happened to him for a while, how he got feeling better, better frame of mind. And of course, we all want to know what happens to Glenn, what happens to Rick, RV. Is he going to lose that hand? Because I think in the comics he definitely lost the hand, but it was from the governor, I believe. Now he has a cut on his hand, so that, I don't know if that's going to be a hint or what's going to happen there, but last episode definitely had Rick worried about his hand there. He cut it pretty well, looked like. It's led up to this whole season, episode with Morgan, led up to him interrogating or telling a wolf his story, possibly trying to do with the wolf what Eastman did to him. So I don't think it's going to work. I think the wolf is brainwashed or too set in his ways to change. So it's just going to end bad. Right at the end, there was somebody yelling to open the door, open the gates, and who knows what that's about. So one more week. Hopefully we'll find out more information about Rick and Glenn soon, and definitely check out this episode if you haven't seen it. It was a good episode. Season's been pretty good, strong so far, in my opinion, and hopefully we'll keep on going that way. And I'll see you next time.